Long before refrigerators, before science understood a single thing about bacteria, humankind stumbled upon one of the most powerful healing secrets in all of nutrition, and they did it simply by trying to keep their food from spoiling. The result was fermentation, and the foods it creates are alive with beneficial bacteria that modern science now recognizes as essential to our health. Because here is the remarkable truth, that the health of your gut sits at the very center of your overall well-being, your digestion, your immunity, even your mood. Scientists are only now beginning to map just how deep that connection runs. But our ancestors lived its truth long before they could ever explain it, eating their living foods and reaping the benefits without a single word of theory. Our ancestors ate these living foods every single day. Most of us have forgotten them. Today, I am going to walk you through 8 fermented foods that can genuinely help heal you from the inside out. Now let me be honest and clear with you from the start, the way a good friend would. While the title speaks of healing instantly, the real truth is even better than instant magic, because these foods work by steadily restoring the living balance of your gut, and that genuine, lasting healing builds over days and weeks of regular eating. They are not a miracle cure, but they are one of the most powerful and well-studied things you can do for your long-term health. So settle in, and let me share 8 living, fermented foods that have nourished and healed humankind for thousands of years. What amazes me most is that cultures all over the world, with no contact between them, each discovered the magic of fermentation on their own, a sure sign of just how deeply our bodies were meant to eat this way. We begin with sauerkraut, perhaps the simplest and most humble of all fermented foods, made from nothing more than cabbage and salt, left to ferment into something tangy, crunchy, and alive. For centuries, across Europe and beyond, people preserved their cabbage harvest this way, and in doing so they created a food teeming with beneficial bacteria, the very probiotics that support a healthy gut. It is also rich in fiber and vitamins. A few forkfuls of real, unpasteurized sauerkraut alongside a meal is a tradition stretching back countless generations, and a wonderful gift to the trillions of tiny helpers living inside you. Just be sure to choose the refrigerated, living kind, not the shelf-stable version that has been cooked. Better yet, it is wonderfully simple and cheap to make your own at home with nothing but cabbage, salt, and a little patience, exactly as people have done for hundreds of years. The second fermented food is kimchi, the bold and beloved fermented vegetable dish at the very heart of Korean tradition, where it has been treasured for thousands of years. Made from cabbage, radish, and a fiery blend of seasonings, all fermented together, kimchi is bursting with beneficial bacteria, vitamins, and fiber. The Korean people, famous for their health and longevity, have eaten it at nearly every meal for generations, and modern science has taken a keen interest in its benefits for the gut. With its spicy, tangy, deeply savory flavor, kimchi is a living food that delivers both bold taste and genuine nourishment. A perfect example of how the most healthful foods are often the most flavorful too. Once you acquire a taste for it, a little kimchi alongside almost any meal becomes a craving rather than a chore, which is part of the genius of the world's great fermented traditions. Third, we have kefir, a fermented milk drink older than written history, traditionally made by allowing milk to culture into a tangy, slightly fizzy, probiotic-rich beverage. The mountain peoples who first made it guarded their kefir grains as a treasure, and they were renowned for their long and vigorous lives. Kefir is even richer in beneficial bacteria than yogurt, containing a wider variety of the helpful microbes that nourish the gut and, through it, the entire body. A small glass a day is a centuries-old habit that supports digestion, immunity, and the kind of inner balance that keeps us feeling well from the inside out. It is one of the oldest probiotic foods known to humankind. For those who find plain milk hard to digest, kefir is often surprisingly gentle, because the fermentation process breaks much of it down, another quiet bit of wisdom built into this ancient drink. The fourth is yogurt, perhaps the most familiar fermented food of all, made by culturing milk with beneficial bacteria, a practice stretching back thousands of years across many cultures. Good, live yogurt is one of the easiest and most pleasant ways to bring probiotics into your daily life, supporting digestion and a healthy gut. The key is to choose plain yogurt with live and active cultures, and to avoid the sugary versions that undo much of the good. Our ancestors treasured yogurt as a nourishing, easily digested food, and it remains a wonderful daily source of the friendly bacteria your body needs. Topped with a little fruit or honey, it is a simple, healing pleasure. Look for the words live and active cultures on the label, because that is the sign that the friendly bacteria are truly present and ready to do their good work. Number 5 is miso, the rich, savory fermented soybean paste that has been a cornerstone of Japanese cooking and health for many centuries. Made by fermenting soybeans with salt and a special culture, sometimes for years, miso is deeply rich in beneficial bacteria, as well as protein and minerals. The Japanese, among the longest-lived people on Earth, have enjoyed a warm bowl of miso soup for countless generations. A spoonful of miso stirred into warm, not boiling, water makes a nourishing, soothing broth alive with probiotics. Just remember not to boil it, because too much heat destroys the very living cultures that make it so beneficial. Warm and gentle is the way. A bowl of miso soup is also one of the most soothing things you can offer someone who is feeling unwell or simply worn down. Warm, savory, and quietly restorative. The 6th fermented food is kombucha, the tangy, lightly fizzy fermented tea that has surged back into popularity but whose roots stretch back many centuries. Treasured in parts of Asia as a health tonic of old. Made by fermenting sweetened tea with a special culture, kombucha becomes a refreshing, slightly sour drink rich in beneficial bacteria and acids that support the gut. It makes a wonderful, living alternative to sugary sodas, delivering a satisfying fizz along with genuine probiotic benefits. Choose a quality kombucha that is low in added sugar, and enjoy it as a refreshing daily tonic. It is a delicious way to bring an ancient fermented tradition into the most modern of lifestyles. For anyone trying to break free of sweet, fizzy drinks, that satisfying tang and bubble can make the change feel far less like a sacrifice. Number 7 is tempeh, a firm, hearty fermented food made from whole soybeans, traditional to Indonesia and treasured there for centuries as a nourishing staple. Unlike many fermented foods, tempeh is also a wonderful source of complete protein, making it both a probiotic food and a genuinely filling one. The fermentation makes the soybeans easier to digest and unlocks their nourishment, and tempeh carries a pleasant, nutty, savory flavor that takes beautifully to cooking. Sliced and pan-fried or added to a hearty dish, tempeh offers a rare combination of living, fermented goodness and solid, satisfying nourishment, a true treasure from the traditional kitchens of the world. For those looking to eat a little less meat without giving up hearty, satisfying meals, tempeh is one of the most rewarding foods you can discover. And finally, the 8th, naturally fermented pickles, and I mean the real kind, fermented in a simple salt brine rather than soaked in vinegar. For generations, people preserved cucumbers and other vegetables in salty water, allowing the natural fermentation to create a tangy, crunchy food alive with beneficial bacteria. These traditional brine pickles, found in the refrigerated section, are a far cry from the shelf-stable vinegar kind, which contain none of the living probiotics. A few real fermented pickles or a little of their brine alongside a meal is an old, thrifty, and genuinely healthful tradition, a crunchy and satisfying way to support your gut that our great-grandparents knew well. The simple test is to check the label or the shelf, because if they are sitting in the cold section and made with salt and water rather than vinegar, you have found the real, living thing. Now let me speak gently to those of you caring for someone you love. Perhaps you are tending to an aging parent whose digestion has grown delicate, or a family member whose health seems run down, and you long to help restore their strength and vitality. I see you, and I want you to know that these gentle, living foods can be a real and meaningful help. A small serving of yogurt or kefir, a warm bowl of miso soup, a little sauerkraut alongside dinner, offered with patient and loving hands, can quietly support the gut, which sits at the very heart of overall health. These foods heal slowly and gently, the way true restoration always happens, and to nourish someone this thoughtfully, day after day, is a deep and steadfast form of love. You may not see the difference in a single day, but stay faithful to it. And over time, a settled stomach and a brighter sense of well-being often quietly follow. But honesty and care require that I say this plainly. These fermented foods are a wonderful part of a healthy life, but they are not a replacement for proper medical care, and they are not an instant or miracle cure for any illness. Real benefits build gradually, with regular eating, not in a single dose. It is also wise to start with small amounts and let your body adjust, since fermented foods can cause some temporary digestive upset if you are not used to them. And if you have a health condition, a weakened immune system, or take medication, please check with your doctor first, as some fermented foods may not suit everyone. Good food works best alongside good care, never instead of it, and the two together are far stronger than either one alone. So the next time you sit down to eat, think of the living, fermented foods that nourished and healed humankind for thousands of years, long before anyone understood why they worked so well. The humble sauerkraut and bold kimchi, the ancient kefir and gentle miso. These are not passing trends, but some of the oldest and most genuinely powerful foods we have, proven across countless generations and now confirmed by modern science. That wisdom was never truly lost, only crowded out by an age of sterile, shelf-stable, lifeless food. The living foods are still here, still bubbling with goodness, still waiting to do for your gut exactly what they did for the ancients. Add a little to your plate, start small, stay consistent, and stay with me, because real, lasting health truly does begin deep within, in the living world inside us all. Choose just one of these to begin, make it a small daily habit, and let your body slowly remember what it was always meant to thrive on.